My name's George Durango Gatia, husband to Jen, or let me use her formal names, Dr. Jen Muyori Durango. So the hyphen Durango, that is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have been married for now 10 years. Actually, the wedding August 21st, the year 2010. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we've been on this journey raising two kids who have autism. Yeah, but basically we are a family of 5, me being the head, and her as my wife and 3 children. Yeah. Basic, humble beginnings, nothing much, nothing out of the ordinary. We were just that's kawaida days. So my first experience now when it came to autism is now through my kids. So I'm a father of 3 daughters. Our first one, she's just practically a normal child, though she was born way before time. She was premature. The other 2 actually almost towards end of the term, only pregnancy, that's when they were born. But second born, during the birth, like the first born, both my first 2 actually are Rwandese baby birth. Were born in Rwanda. Just we were working in Rwanda then. The advantage of Rwanda, like in Kenya, you can actually, as a man, you can actually witness the birth of your kids. So the doctor allowed me to
be present.
And since all my kids were actually born through CS, if the firstborn came, she was a premature way before time, and so it was actually the only way that she could have been born is through CS.
Yeah.
Actually, how I would say among the 3, that was the toughest pregnancy we had. And my memory serves me right. I was given in a condition where I had to choose between the 2, the mother and the daughter.
Yeah.
That was the toughest decision
you had to make.
Actually, especially for a man, it's one of the toughest. How can you decide who lives and who?
Yeah.
So it's something we played around with the doctor, but my wife was, there's a gadget she was attached to. Basically, that was to monitor the heart for the girl.
Yeah.
But it got to some point when I noticed that now, in a way, she was sort of not giving up. So I called the doctor and like, we have to get her out.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is, when she was born, everything clocked. I mean, she's still here, 11 years later. Alright, but second born, how she was just a normal routine check. I used to enforce on her a bit of exercises. So just taking a walk, but I think also through the first experience, I noticed something, and just told her, and when we were taking a walk, and I just told her, let's do this, let's drive. That time we were staying in a town called Butare in Rwanda. It's towards the south as you head towards Burundi. It's about a 2 hours drive to Kigali. So just told her, get in the car, let's just do a drive. And then about 30 to 40 minutes into the drive, complications started, and I had to rush her to hospital.
Yeah.
But luckily I was just on the same route to Kigali. And yeah, a couple of days later, she was born. But unlike our first born, she didn't clock everything. Like, first of all, fundamentally, it's the cry. It took about, I think, 5 minutes later. Now they start playing with her nose training, and so that is the first complication that I would say if maybe it's one of the reasons as to why she is in that state.
Yeah.
Yeah. But bringing her up, we started noticing she was not getting those milestones and rather really coming up pretty late. So I had this notion probably that she's just delayed. I mean, she's just late. So
Yeah. She'll get
eventually
there.
she'll get there. And that is my kind of thinking that I had at that particular time. And trying to convince me otherwise,
It was hard.
it was a bit difficult because I think also it's not being naive, but when lack of information. So once you come and tell me about autism, and you know autism has been more like a disability of physicality. So I would compare her with, say, somebody who has cerebral palsy. So that those are two different. So it was not making sense.
Yeah.
And even later on, when I was being advised in a way that these kids are supposed to be taken to schools with disability, even those schools at times do not even admit us because basically just normal kid.
Yeah. Actually, when I walked through the door, it was hard for me to know she has a...
What we used to do is actually let you discover if at all you see anything. Otherwise, there's no point of telling you.
Yeah.
I don't want to get that particular shock.
Yeah.
Because at times even being put in that scenario where you really have to explain that condition, and it becomes really tough. And so we just let, if you notice something, then I think you have a good eye. But basically they behave just normal. Yeah? Just normal kids.
Yeah.
The only difference when it comes to their they're very, very active, super active. These are people who can't really just put them down.
Yeah.
Even when you're trying to control them in a secluded environment is really, and that is why now we had to also get this trampoline in a way that they're able to exercise. That is one, and another way sort of try to control when they get angry, they really get angry.
Yeah.
Especially now, here, normal day for us, the amount of noise in this house, the screaming, and she'll scream when she's too excited, they'll scream also when they're maybe having an issue. It's basically, that's our normal way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, as a father now, how has it been like, how has that journey been for you?
Journey, pretty interesting, really interesting. We have those normal ups and downs. I mean, I can never trade them for any other. Actually, I thank God. He gave me 3 kids, yes. 2 kids with autism. And one of the things it has really, actually, being a father one was pretty exciting. When I had our firstborn, that's when secondborn, it was a bit tough. Because now she was sort of the first trying to understand what is this situation. But by the time we were also getting our third, we have already known what is that. Okay, not really known, but
you have an idea.
We have an idea. So, and even as she was developing, we started noticing those key pointers that also for her, things are not also the same. But it has been pretty interesting. I mean, there are times, even the marriage itself has been putting a lot of tests.
Yeah.
It's, I'll say at some point when it's, you know, that notion where men sort of blame their wives for complication that even they don't. Basically, it at some point even in life that it really hit me.
Yeah.
And it had even put the marriage in a way, it was a bit shaky also. But I think the time when I sat down and I actually started listening and researching also about this particular condition, and you realize also it's not just about, it's just the way they were born. So even as our last born was also being born, then also comes a point where even my sister, the one who follows me, gave birth to also to a child who has autism. So even at some point, I even blame it could be a family trait.
Yeah,
And I was not
on the
understanding
side of
on
your
my
side.
side of my side end, but that wasn't the case. But it has its good days, it has its challenging days. But I'll tell you for a fact, these kids, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They are amazing. They learn things every day.
Yeah.
And she must have mentioned also, I'm a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I was being firstborn and also being brought up by a single mom, and we're three. I mean, that journey was not easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. So my mom has always been that father, mother, the disciplinarian, and I managed to get all the knowledge that I could be able to be
From her.
to be the man who I am, to be able to be also a father, all from her. And basically that's the kind of thing that I also instill on my kids. I'm very strict when it comes to them. I'm very protective. I mean, I can tell you, they do anything to them. Yeah, there's another side of me people never like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a father who is watching you and a father who has a child with special needs, autism or any other condition, what would you like to tell them?
These are our kids. I mean, whether a child was born, as you say, normal, or in their case, at times we say children who are born with special talents. A child is a child. That's my kind of journey that I've gone through. A child is a child. We never choose these people. Just the same way we never choose to be here. We find ourselves also. And depending on how you're blessed. I have daughters. I don't have a son. And one of those fundamental things, especially for men, we sort of like want to have a son.
Yeah.
But nowadays, as the way the world is, I mean, not really the world, but things the way they are, we have also come to learn also that even, especially daughters are such a blessing even to fathers, because those are the people who get to that particular age and you find out that it's the daughter who actually takes care of the family, not even the son as such. But I'm not saying, I mean, they're all kids are kids, as I mentioned. No matter how the situation is, let's leave that assumption of women are the failures, or the ones who give us. Basically, they're the ones, kids are born by them, but we forget we are the ones also who determine even the sex of the child, and we carry a lot of all those things. So instead of now blaming on the women and claiming that they're the ones who are more the failures, why don't you look at it also as a collective?
Yes.
This is a child, and this is who we've been provided for. To the best of our ability, try to bring them up.
Yeah.